Hello, hello, hello. Okay. I always do this. I talk outside of the camera and then I just cut it out because it was weird. I had an intro prepared and it was like a cool thing I was gonna say, and now I don't remember what it is. So I'm just gonna say hello. As you can see, we've got a piece that I've been working on here. It's been an interesting week for me, and I kind of want to get more painting done today than I want to get talking. So I'm gonna jump right into the painting and we'll just discuss things as they come up. So what I'm working on right now is bringing what I learned from my drawing piece last week and bringing that into the painting part with colors and values. All the technical terms that you want to use. I think this one is probably not going to be part of the series that I've been working on because it's going to be a little bit more fluid. It's going to still be sort of a portrait, but I got to remember to look at the camera when I'm talking. All right. Oh, dude, I had a very unfortunate event happen this week. One would even say it was a series of unfortunate events. I walked into the garage and I had my headphones on and they're on noise canceling, and I just like bumped my watering wand with my foot, and then I went and sat down and played Fallout 4, and all of a sudden I noticed my well pump is like, I can hear like water running, and I'm like, interesting. So just kind of instinctively, because of the sound, I close the faucet and then it stops. And that makes me realize, oh, that was the hose. And I look and there's probably that much, which isn't a lot, a couple centimeters, maybe an inch of water on the ground, but still a very unfortunate thing when you have like wood paneling at the bottom of the garage. I gotta hate when life takes you out of the flow a little bit, but we're back. You know who actually rules is Cypress Hill. I really like it. Big ups! We're gonna go a little bit crazy on this one a little bit. And I rarely mix colors, and that doesn't, it's really just because of the way that I paint. Like sometimes I'll sit and I'll mix a color because I'm like, this needs this color absolutely right now. But in like a lot of these things, I'm just kind of like working on balance. I have two I have two buff whites out right now. 1 and 2. Oh shit. I was still laughing at that joke. I like that unexpected highlight underneath his eye. Need I wait for the paint to dry to restore definition to the figure for which I have, not for which I have destroyed? Today we're just goofing. We're just goofing today. I've started to treat each painting more like an artifact in itself rather than just an exercise or a picture on a piece of thing. My cat's trying to hunt birds, but thankfully for everybody involved, they're way too fast for her. She is not a skilled hunter, even though she likes to think she is. What am I dissing my cat for? Diss track on a cat. I'm learning that FND is actually, I had an unsophisticated perspective on what it was. It was enough for me to build a model off of for myself. I guess really it's just what happens when there's any sort of input that is for any reason too great for the brain to handle, basically, right? The nervous system, rather. It can happen, you just break your leg. And if that's, there's people who develop it from that because it's just too much for them to handle in the moment. Yeah, I don't know, I'm still learning. I don't claim to be an expert in this at all. It's just something that I'm dealing with and working on. This week with it has been pretty good overall. I've started playing Fallout 4 and I'm doing like a self RP. So basically, the way that I've been approaching it is like, I set the difficulty to survival mode, so you have to eat and drink, and it's a lot easier to die and stuff. But it's essentially you just play as yourself, and you put yourself actually in the emotional perspective of the person going through the experience. I find myself playing a lot more safe in terms of I need to build little structures of safety, and little stash spots in certain places because I need to feel there's some sort of stable ground. And then you find yourself really taking seriously moral decisions. Man, my cat is trying to get inside of my car. That's not good. Sush. She's trying to climb up in the wheel wells and stuff. Luckily she heard me and just stopped. The Big Island. We're gonna have to do the bottom later. Obviously. I suppose. Alright. I want to rebuild this structure, and I want to be careful about it, and I want to approach it slowly, and I want to rush into it. The right side of the face is muddy. The left side of the face is coming together. The light's a little bit incoherent right now, but the overall logic is there. The face maintains good separation, but not great separation. And then the question becomes, where do you want to draw the boundary on the face, and how strongly do you want to draw the boundary on the face? I've been enjoying working with less I'm trying to get to a little bit more of a neutral palette, I think, is what I'm trying to get at here, is I like including color, but you can see here, this is a hugely colorful piece. I rely on color a lot in that balancing process, and that's why I'm trying to work on my ink and my inked stuff, especially at the moment, because it's sort of forcing me to build a structure without the color. But now the question is how do I bring nuance to my color and have it be less gaudy? I think I've done a good job at that in some of my pieces through bringing less intense backgrounds and stuff, but I think here the more intense background is making me make choices that are intentionally trying to quiet the image down a little bit. It's sort of an interesting place to be. I don't really have an answer for it right now, but I don't think I need to have an answer for it right now. It's something that I'm working through. Maybe we will end up doing a dark background on this one. I like the way that it's interacting with the background, but the thing I like about doing the solid backgrounds is that it forces me to define the figure strongly, and then it also makes room for that figure to be a little bit more colorful. I'm really trying to tone it down here, and I'm liking where it's going. Maybe I should just stick with what I'm doing and just, well, let's see. Is a new direction presenting itself genuinely? Or am I just trying to stick with what I'm doing because I am being unflexible? Those are both supporting the same conclusion. Did the new direction genuinely present itself though? The white color. I mean, it did. It just sort of popped into my head of like, well, what if I just painted all the white around it, and then I could sort of focus a little better on the figure. But I like this background. I think what this means is that I have reached a point where I need to call it for this session in terms of my painting, because I genuinely have reached somewhat of an impasse. And that doesn't mean that I'm stuck or anything. It just means that I need to let my brain process the work in the background while I do my thing. And I will say, I really enjoy making these videos. Like, I really like using cameras, and I really like using microphones and just general video production equipment and like editing software and all of that stuff. It's very fun to me. So it gives me not only a reason to do that, but it's like a genuine purpose behind it. Like, it's something that I just have to do outside of the fact that I like it, which is double rewarding. I think today ultimately is mostly a day of goofs. Post-processing everything that was so heavy, I don't really have the want or maybe even capacity to cover such heavy things all the time. Plus, nothing new really has come up, so there's not really anything to talk about. So I'm glad that we could just kind of sit and have a goof day and do sort of some painting along with each other. Before we dip out of here, let's discuss where the piece is at and how I feel about it. I think I've been pretty clear most of the video, just how I've been feeling as things have been progressing. I like where it's going. I'm bringing structure back to the face a little bit, trying to remain a little bit unstructured. I'm debating on whether or not I want to make the background flat white. And overall, I think it's at least like a form worth pursuing. I like it more than I like this. I think it was not the last two that I completed. I did genuinely like both of those. The one before that, I stand by me saying that I am proud of the way that I applied paint on it. But I looked at the form, and I think I even said it in the video, but I looked at the form and I'm like, man, that was just not, that was a miss. It was a dud. An unfortunate dud. But everybody has them. That's kind of what happens when you make lots and lots of art constantly. Just with the purpose, the sole purpose, not the sole purpose, but the main purpose being to express and explore. Not everything's gonna be incredible. Not everything's gonna be incredible. I just don't like the form of it that much. That's all. Album of the week this week is the game Fallout 4 on survival mode. Not any other mode. You have to play survival mode. If you don't have it, you have to buy it. I've cursed you with buying it right now. Just kidding. You don't have to do anything. This is just a YouTube video. You have free will. Anyways, I've been really enjoying that Fallout 4 self-RP thing that I've been doing, which is just, it's been a lot of fun. I hope this was a good painting session. I hope you had some fun with the goofs. And I hope you had some goofs too. An extremely goofy movie. Goodbye. Please subscribe.